Memphis, Tennessee has a history of musicians that will rival any other place on the planet, yet a 16-year-old managed to break out and grow a global following with songs reaching over 500 million streams while sitting at over 19 million monthly listeners on Spotify 6 years after his come up. A city that gave us the likes of Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Justin Timberlake, groups like 3 6 Mafia, Home of the Blues, and the birthplace of rock and roll, gave birth to yet another global sensation. The one, the only, NLE Choppa. Here's his story. NLE Choppa, known legally as Bryson LaShawn Potts, began his musical journey in a way that many of us could have, by freestyling with our friends. A year later, he began to actually pursue music and released his first song, No Love Anthem, under the name YNR Choppa. A few months later, he followed up by dropping a mixtape, No Love, The Takeover, and what followed was nothing short of just that, a takeover. He joined up with the Shotta fam for a cypher where he was able to stand out and gain a buzz to gain momentum off of. It wasn't just his verse that gained him some popularity on the cypher though. People were captivated by his energy. That momentum wasn't wasted either because he dropped Shotta Flow next, the song that would captivate the world and give him his platform for good. Shotta Flow was the culmination of NLE Choppa's personality. His Memphis upbringing was shown through a high-energy, bouncing beat that came with an energetic flow and continued his in-your-face style of rap. The song was able to chart, eventually peaking at number 36 following a Pitchfork article that highlighted the track and brought even more eyes to the artist. A platinum plaque led us to the release of Shotta Flow 2, which did 20 million views in 2 months on YouTube, sparked a bidding war of the top industry labels, peaking as high as 3 million, where Choppa would do something no one thought he would. He turned everybody down and decided to sign with United Masters so that he could stay independent. At this point in time, Bryson was white hot and continued to build off the back of his songs Capo, Bird Boyd, and Block is Hot, the last of which being a tribute to the legend Lil Wayne. Free Young Boy followed suit, getting over 19 million views and was the first release from his new self-owned record label No Love Entertainment. September of 2019 brought with it Camelot, one of NLE's biggest songs to date and his second top 40 charting song, where he brought much of the same energy as he did on Shotta Flow. A high energy beat and cadence that carries much of the same material as a lot of his other songs at this point, paired up with a lyrical Lemonade music video, really makes you wonder if, he's just peaking to fade into obscurity, or if he was meant to stick around as a hip-hop heavyweight.
The reason why I am around.
In December of 2019, Potts finally released a debut EP, and it was named Cottonwood. It was a heritage piece named after the area in which he was raised, featuring a mixture of old hits and new collaborations. Following Cottonwood, Choppa would go on a tear while building up to his debut studio album, partnering up with a literal serial killer and King Von for Message, Roddy Ricch for Walk 'Em Down, Lil Baby for Narrow Road, his 5th rendition of Shotta Flow at this point, and then finally in August of 2020, releasing Top Shotta. Top Shotta debuted at number 10 by selling 36,000 units in the first week, marking an amazing debut album and continuing his climb up the mountain of Memphis musicians. But even with all of this success, all of his songs still revolved around the same material. At the time, I might just be a hater, but it was really hard to believe that he wouldn't have a generational fall off.
NLE Choppa says he's done with rapping, biting lyrics, and his music, his current path to enlightenment, has inspired a lot of people, man, with positive changes. He took to Twitter to let his followers know he's working to spread more positivity in the world, and says he's no longer interested in making music inspired by violence.
After vowing to stop rapping about violence, seemingly out of nowhere, he then announced a new project under the name From Dark to Light. This mixtape would end up releasing only a few weeks later on November 1st, marking his 18th birthday and bringing in his new journey on a more spiritual path. He showcased a different side of himself on this tape, with a focus on being introspective and growing into a different person. NLE was looking inwards in hopes of inspiring a generation of change. That did not last long. Shotta Flow 6 was teased in February of 2021 and a year later was released along with his newest project, a mixtape titled Me vs. Me. This mixtape went right back to his familiar sound with heavy-hitting beats and raps and was star-studded, carrying features from Thugger, Polo G, G Herbo, and Moneybagg Yo. It reached the number 14 spot at release with just under 22,000 albums sold in the first week and continued his chart success and momentum forward. Me vs. Me was highlighted by songs like Final Warning, Jumpin', and Shotta Flow 6, the initial of which managed to reach 132 million streams on Spotify alone, despite the mixed reviews this album received. Those mixed, mostly negative reviews didn't deter Bryson from the fact that he was proud of the project, and he stood on the fact that he was proud of it and defended it a lot. Oh, and before we move on from the year of 2021, there's just one thing I wanted to bring up that's not really relevant to his music, but it involves him, and it's the time that he was on his spiritual journey, and he claimed to have cured a girl's cancer, and then didn't elaborate or provide any details about it. Moving forward to 2023, Choppa returned after dealing with personal traumas, this time with Cottonwood 2. Cottonwood 2 was his second studio album, moved 23,000 in the first week, and he's since released 2 deluxes, a sped up version, a slowed down version, and an instrumental version. This man walked so that fucking French Montana could fly, good God. We're now present day, and this year he's just released a joint album with DJ Booker that's called The Chosen Ones, which I bet you probably didn't know existed, and then a compilation of all 7 Shotta Flow tracks plus their remixes. His Shotta Flow 7 remix with Lil Mabu kinda slides though. Don't hate on me. Don't hate on me. That white boy can flow, alright? He can flow. Fuck off.
Shoot him in the tongue, he a slut. Mabu got the last lick, how it feel, bro.
Go white boy, go.
The future is undecided for NLE Choppa. He's built a legacy in Memphis that will last him the rest of his life, even if he doesn't release another song ever again. Became a hip-hop heavyweight before he could legally drink, and embodies self-belief and unwavering confidence. If you enjoyed this video or have anything to add that I may have missed, hit me in the comments below. If you want more content, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a future upload, and thank you for watching.